3 years ago, I felt lost.
I feel alone. I feel like nobody cares. I come back home to nothing. No more routines continue. What was it all for?
I had goals, ambition, but no structure. I was waking up late, winging it, and wondering why nothing was changing. So I made a decision. I was gonna wake up at 5 a.m. every single day. Trust me, this commitment was not easy, and I doubted myself more times than I can count. But in return for this sacrifice, I got something far more valuable. I got clarity. This is how one small change rewired my entire life. At 5 a.m., when the world is at its calmest, I decide to start my day. I wasn't always like this, chasing some distant goal, but I've noticed that this routine has had the single biggest impact on my life. For anyone, I think it's important to start your day with some sort of structure. That means not scrolling on your phone or snoozing your alarm. That means getting out of bed at the time that you said you were going to. I'm not here to romanticize this 5 a.m. lifestyle because it's not for everyone, but it did change my life, and hopefully there's a piece of this video that can help you change yours too. After waking up and making my bed, this is the time that I use to quickly get myself ready for the day. Now, it's pretty standard. The only thing that I would say is I use this time away from everything to just realign myself with the day. My intentions, my priorities, my goals. This is the time that I remind myself of why I'm doing this in the first place. And I recommend having a place where you can document these thoughts. For me, it's inside of my community, but for you, it might be in your notes app. Just having a place where you can write down what you're thinking is such a great accountability hack. At this point of my morning routine, I'm getting myself ready to head to the gym. I would be willing to die on this hill, but going to the gym in the morning has been the greatest addition to this morning routine that I've added in since I started. Before doing this, I would go to the gym midday and then eat lunch, and that would just make me crash. But since I started doing this, I've noticed drastic increases in my productivity. I mean, I'm able to focus for 4 or even 5 hours in a row sometimes. And I completely give the credit to this one habit. At this point, I've made it to the gym and I'm ready for my workout. I make it a point not to be here for more than 45 minutes just because I feel like that's the optimal time for me to get a good pump while feeling amazing when I leave. Recently, I've been starting my arm days with these angled rope hammer curls. I'm not sure about the name, but they definitely hit the spot. Then I'll transition to these preacher curls. I don't track my reps, I don't track my sets. I pretty much just go until failure, and I do as many reps as I possibly can. In the gym, I'm a nobody, just some random 20-year-old who's in college. Nobody's watching, and that's the point. The work you do in silence is what builds confidence. And aside from the times that I'm making videos, this is a great opportunity for me to show myself that I can do what's hard even when no one is watching. And even though it's so easy to not put in that extra rep, to conform, to not give it your all, when it gets hard is when I want you to start getting excited, because that's how you know that you're building towards that future. That's why I say that this is the most important part of this entire routine. Because going in, leaving my ego at the door, walking in and just making it a point to give it my all, that bleeds into everything: school, business, relationships, life, and everything gets lifted up as a result of that mindset. There is nothing more rewarding than going hard in the gym and then coming back home to a nice, warm shower. So that's what I did, and it's the highlight of my morning. During this time, I don't really play any music or listen to any podcasts. It's really just 10 minutes for me to recenter. For breakfast, I've been trying to go a lot lighter. I used to have a big breakfast with tons of protein, tons of carbs, and my mind would be clouded throughout the day, and that's not what we want. So now I go leaner, more protein, less carbs, and that's pretty much how I balance what I'm eating in the morning. I'm definitely not like a health scientist or nutritionist, so a lot of the stuff that I learn is just through trial and error, and it works for me. But you gotta do what works for you. In this case, I'm eating 3 eggs and 3 pieces of sausage. Now totaled out, that's about 40-ish grams of protein, which is not bad for a first meal of the day. What's up, people? I am super excited to bring you guys on my daily routine that I've been sticking with for the last, I don't know. It's been a few years since I've changed anything major in my routine. I'm a college student. I'm 20 years old, turning 21, and this is pretty much just how I stay on top of everything from getting straight A's in school to any extracurriculars that I want to pursue. So I hope you guys enjoy. This coffee right here, very important staple in my day. Okay, now that we got morning routine done, we have our lift done, we have breakfast done, and I have my handy dandy coffee, it's time to lock in on working on some stuff before I head to my internship interview. This part of my routine has been so helpful because it allows me to just use this block before class to just go all in on one thing. So I recommend that you guys all implement a morning deep work session, just because it really does help you accelerate for the rest of the day. I've been doing this for a few years now, and when I tell you that it's drastically increased my productivity, I will never go back. But I'm gonna study for about 3 hours, and then I'm gonna head to my interview for my internship, and then class, and then I will show you how I wrap up this very productive day. All right, so now it's time for the internship prep. I'll be honest, I don't do this every single day, but the important thing to note here is that I wouldn't be able to schedule time for interviews, still get good grades, make videos, run a community if I didn't have a solid morning routine. That's why it's so important that you structure your day around the goals that you've set. All right, I just got back. Did your boy secure the internship? We did it. Let's go. We're so excited. Can't wait to start. This has been a long journey of trying to find an internship for credit, and now I can confidently say that due to this morning routine, this productive lifestyle, I now know that I have an internship for the summer, which not everybody can say. That's amazing. This point of the day, I headed to my exam. In this very moment, I am praying that all the studying, all the hours put into preparing for this pay off. I end my day the same way that I started, and that's just intentionally. I'm not the type of guy who's gonna sit in my bed and just, scroll until I pass out. I wanna focus on how do I prepare to kick ass tomorrow. Everything that I do prioritizes my mental health and my physical health. I'm going outside, I'm getting fresh air, I'm not being cooped up indoors all day. I'm doing things that force me to reflect on what I did today and how I can be better tomorrow. Reflection is such a powerful tool. It lets you take full accountability for the successes and the failures of the day. These last few hours, I protect religiously. This is me time. This is how I end my days in complete and utter peace. Away from the expectations of others, just focusing on bettering myself. I'm stealing this from another creator, but just to be clear, my life is not a sermon. It's a documentary. And my number one goal is to inspire you guys to live your best lives. And so even if one of you is inspired to take action and live up to your potential, then I feel like this video was worth it. And that is the whole reason why I wanted to share this with you guys today. I don't want you to just look at this video and copy it into your life. I want you to figure out for yourself, what can I do on a daily basis to bring out my most productive, my most creative, my best self? Own the morning, protect the night, and win your days. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me on this amazing and productive 5 a.m. day. And yeah, this is the routine that I use. It's been my routine of just waking up, working out, working, class, working some more, going on a walk, coming back here, stretching, and now I'm going to end my night with Deep Work by Cal Newport. So with that said, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.